Hello, world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever case it may be. Most of you jumping on know me. For those that don't, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Robert Fuller. I'm an inspirational speaker. I'm a marketing and brand development consultant. I recently released my own apparel label. I'm a guy that broke out of a cage of his own creation. I do these videos to help share some of the insights and some of the struggles that I go through and have gone through along the way that really created the changes in my life and really helped me grow and create a life that's more fulfilling to myself. And so I just try to share that with the world. Got a powerful video today, as usual, if I do say so myself. Going to give things time to build up a little bit. Good morning, Miss Angela. Thank you for joining us this morning. I appreciate it. Hope things are good in your area of the world. My morning is off to a beautiful start. Just got done listening to a powerful message from Coach Frank Sagasta. Man, that man's on fire in the morning. Great day to you, or I guess it's probably evening in your time of the world, so I hope it's a great day and hope it's a restful evening. That man... Frank Sagasta, man, that man's on fire in the morning, man. Hope everybody is doing well today. Gonna ramble just a little bit. It's Thursday, right? Week's almost over. We've made it through most of the grind. Gonna talk about emotions today. Definitely an aspect of my life that was out of control for so long, and I've had to work on as time goes on. And definitely, hey Tavon, thank you for jumping on this morning, sir. It was great talking with you yesterday. Sorry I didn't get back to your last message, man. At evening things get a little rough for me, so I wasn't able to get back to you. Outstanding. Miss Angela said I had a great day. It's great to hear, man. It's great to hear, Miss Angela. Loving life, right? Not something that I would have thought. Right? My life wasn't something that I thought I could ever love. It took me a long time to realize how to. And then once I realized, it was much easier than what I thought, right? And it's kind of built into itself. And I think that one of the key issues or one of the key components that's helped me develop so much love in life. Good morning, Miss Julie. Thank you for joining me this morning. I appreciate it. One of the key components that's really helped me find that love for life was my emotions, right? Learning how to channel them, learning how to control them, learning how to create them, learning what actually created them. Because a lot of times, hope your day's off to a great start, Miss Julie. Hopefully this message helps a little bit. One of the key components that we fall victim to is that we think that our emotions are created by what we go through or what the circumstances are or what somebody does to us or just things like that, right? We give away control of our worlds and our lives and so readily and don't realize that we really do love, same back to you, Miss Julie, that we really do control our lives, that we really do create our lives. And one of the first pieces, I think, in my mind, to creating the life that you want, to being happy and fulfilled in life, is understanding how to create your emotions, how to control your emotions instead of letting your emotions control you. Good morning, Miss Anita. Thank you for joining me this morning. And that's something, I'm not going to lie, that's something that... Good morning, Miss Robin. Thank you for jumping on. Love your post this morning. And that's something that I struggled with for a long time. And don't get me wrong, I say it all the time. I don't have the game and go on with it, right? I'm a work in progress. Every day I grow just a little bit more. Every day I get just a little bit better. Good morning, Miss Jean. Thank you for joining us this morning. I get just a little bit better. And so, these are struggles that I go through as well, so I can completely relate and completely understand how difficult and how challenging some of these circumstances could be. So, emotions, right? First, let's throw it out the window. Our emotions aren't created by what we go through. Our emotions aren't created by how people treat us. Our emotions aren't created by the circumstances. We create our emotions. Now, I used to think that and it's still true. It is the meaning that we put behind things or circumstances or situations or events that create the emotion. But what is it that triggers the meaning? And one of the thing that I have found that when I sit back and really evaluate times that I get upset and really evaluate situations that make me angry, which anger was, hey, Mr. Smash, thank you for jumping on. Shane, great to see you this morning, sir. Love your video, man. Love your videos. But when I really started evaluating, okay, I got angry this time. What happened that this situation, that I allowed this situation, that I allowed this situation to create this emotion in me? What triggered that meaning? And when I started really looking at it, and you know, a lot of this came from, you know, courses I've been through, and hey, Tim, great to see you this morning, and things that I've studied, and one truth that I've really found really powerful is what triggers meaning is our language, right? How we describe that situation to ourselves. Good morning, JD, great to see you, sir. And you say, well, you know, I didn't say anything when I got mad, right? I just got mad. And I challenge you that out here at the range, he's on the range. Smash, Shane is in the Army, man. He's out there letting them big guns go. I saw you with the 50 cal the other day, man. Love that toy, right? But I challenge you that when you look at circumstances and situations, when you look at the ones that have created or ones that you have had the negative emotions in, that even if you didn't say anything, that voice in your head was. And I challenge you to try to understand what that voice was saying. Because the language triggers the meaning triggers the emotion, right? The language creates the meaning that we put to the situation or the circumstance. And the meaning that we put to the circumstance or situation is what creates the emotion in us, right? And so, well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. He says it loves my energy. So here's what I want you to do, right? And I can't see y'all, so this is going to be a good faith effort, right? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to close your eyes, right? I'm going to do it too. I want you to close your eyes. Now what we're going to do is we're going to say a few words together. And what I want you to do, and the reason I want you to close your eyes, is because I want you to really focus on what those words feel like, okay? Pretty easy, right? Pretty simple. Doesn't take much trust. I can't see you. You can see me. So you can see I'm going out on the limb with you. So let's try this exercise. Okay, let's close our eyes. Let's say horrible. Let's say inconvenient. Let's say furious. Let's say peeved. Let's say happy. Joyous, love, let's say depressed, angry, negative. Can you feel the difference in the sensation that those words create within you? Can you feel the difference in the vibration that runs through your system? Can you feel the difference in the way that those words actually feel? Now, these are just words that we're running through our heads. These aren't even situations that we're attaching those words to. So imagine what it would feel like next time that you're upset to say, you know, this is inconvenient, you know, versus this pisses me off. How much different of an emotion, how much different of a meaning, just the change in the way that you describe that with your language, does that create within you? How much different of a reaction is it going to create within yourself to just change the way that you describe things to yourself? And don't get me wrong, right? It's a challenge. It is. But what's the difference between a challenge and impossible, right? Just in the way that you describe something. What's the difference between challenge and obstacle? Just in the words that you use to describe it. You know, we run around and we use the tools at our disposal to create the life we want so recklessly. And a lot of times we don't even recognize the value of the tools that we have. Words being one of the most powerful among them, because we have complete control over the words that we use on a minute by minute, second by second, moment by moment basis. And yet we use them so recklessly. We describe things in ways that guarantee that we're just going to plummet into a spiral instead of pull ourselves out of the negative emotions. We immerse ourselves in things that disempower us instead of really grabbing hold of the potential and the power that's right there at our fingertips, or our lips, as the case may be, right? If we start changing the way that we describe ourselves, the way that we describe our lives, the way that we describe our circumstances, how much of a difference can that really make in our lives? Look, the difference between a happy and fulfilled life and one that's sliding into a spiral that quickly snowballs into depression or devastation or tragedy is inches. It's just a slight change in the way that we see things. And the way that we see things is dictated by the way that we describe them. We have to choose. Like Julie said, it's all in our mindset. We have to choose. Are we worth something more than spiraling into depression? Are we worth something more than just falling apart? Are we worth something more than just being trapped in a cage and never seeing our true power and our true potential? I believe we are. But I can't dictate what your belief can be. I can't make you feel anything different. That's a personal choice that we all have to make. And I'll tell you, I have to lay myself back on this altar every day. These videos, right, the things that I put into my mind every day is me throwing myself back up on the altar of never returning to the person that I used to be. To always moving in more into the person that I was destined, that I was meant for. The true self that was at my core, that for so long screamed and scratched and begged to be released, and that I continued to stuff down with just erroneous views and disempowering philosophies and anger and hatred. I refuse to be that guy anymore. Every day I lay myself back up on this altar, and don't get me wrong, I missed the mark, right? I miss the mark. I bump my head. I take my bruises. I have to recenter and refocus a lot. My life isn't roses and sunshine every day unless I choose to make it. Because you can always bring life out of the most horrible of circumstances. As a matter of fact, if you look at things, some of the greatest beauties in life have came out of some of the most horrible tragedies. And the only thing that made that possible was somebody made a conscious choice to see it in a light that allowed them to create that beauty. Julie said, I feel the negative energy from others and it makes me uncomfortable. But here's the deal, right? Is that even the deepest of darkness, right? Even the greatest negativity that exists, a pinprick of light will pierce. It could be pitch black outside, and you could have just the smallest little pin light, and it's going to pierce all that darkness. Look at the stars. They come from thousands of miles through the darkness of deep space. They still pierce it. They still reach Earth. I know, look, most people in this world never awaken to what beauty life really holds. Watch the news. Look at where our society is. Look at your neighbors. Look at how much anger is in your neighborhood. I came from East St. Louis, Illinois. I know y'all have heard me say it before, and I can tell you, that wasn't a very positive place. It had its challenges. We have to choose to honor ourselves, to honor our lives, and to no longer be a victim to the whims of the energy around us, to the whims of the world around us. We have to choose to be creators, because otherwise we can't create. It's a conscious choice, and it's not always easy to choose. But aren't you worth it? Don't you deserve it? It's possible for you to do. Trust me, I know. Trust me, I know. I came from the deepest, darkest, most devilish of places. And if I could choose it, then you can choose it. We can all choose it. It's not easy, it's not simple, and it's something that you build on. It's a momentum that you have to grow. But at some point you get to a certain point where all of your neural pathways are different. All your behavioral patterns are different. All of your language patterns are different. And when you look at your life, I can guarantee you that you can see pattern after pattern after pattern repeated. Maybe in a different approach, maybe in a different fashion because it's in a different area, but it's repeated patterns time and time and time and time again. Because that's what happens. We create pathways within ourselves that dictate the path that we choose, that dictate the patterns that we repeat. So yes, that initial change is hard because you're changing the physical makeup of your mind, your body, your spirit. You're changing that. But the good news is that at some point, the new pattern becomes the new pathway, becomes the new repetition, becomes the new habit. And that's when the magic really happens. Look, no one said it was going to be easy. No one said life was going to get handed to you on a silver platter. No one said that. As a matter of fact, everyone I know has always said just the opposite. You want your silver pattern. You want your silver platter. You want your beautiful life. You want your real happiness. You got to do the work. You got to put in the effort. You got to make the choice time and time and time again. I know that I'm worth it. I believe that each and every one of you out there is far too beautiful not to believe that you're worth it as well. But you got to choose it for yourself. I can't make you. I can just tell you what I've been through. I can just tell you as a guy that's been on both sides of the track, that's been in both circumstances and was damn good at both of them, which one really feels better to me. All right. Happy Thursday. Right? Happy Thursday. May it be showered in blessings, right? May the halls ring with laughter, because that's what we deserve, for real. All right, if you found value in this video, do me a favor. Like, comment, share. Help me get this message out there. Each and every one of you is just, you have no idea how much y'all inspire me, how much you motivated me, how much energy you provide in my journey. So for that, I will forever be grateful. I will forever be humbled. Thank you all. Enjoy your Thursday. Talk soon.